So, the news is really true this time. Seth Rollins is really injured. Now, before a lot of dumbasses on the internet say,
Man, this is all work, man. He's gonna be back in time and he's gonna want a faction again.
yeah, see, nobody can come up with these excuses, right? Oh, it's a work, bro. It's fake. It's all storytelling. It's all long-term storytelling, it's all like, no. Seth Rollins is injured this time. I'm sure everybody knows this by now. Everybody saw him with a fucking arm cast on his fucking arm, right? Remember when he did that finisher to Cody Rhodes on the top rope and he hit his arm like on him and hit the fucking ring? Like literally, he had to hold his arm. Y'all have to see that match again, bro. I'm dead ass serious this time. Seth Rollins is really injured, right? And that's the problem. Everybody keeps getting injured. Liv Morgan just had her injury. Manny Rose did. Now fucking Jey Uso had his little injury. Wait, Jimmy Uso now has an injury. Dude, everybody keeps getting injured. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. Like everybody doesn't care nowadays. They're not professionals. They don't take their time. They don't do a lot of training. They just don't care anymore, They don't take their time out to fucking wrestle every week. And that's a problem. Nobody wrestles every week. It's going to get to where the point where Gunther is injured too. He was out for a while too. Why isn't he back? He should be back by now. Cody Rhodes, he's going to get injured soon because he doesn't wrestle every week either. And that's a problem. Everybody needs to wrestle every week to get better and to be consistent so they can get better every week in that ring. Because if you're just going to wrestle once a month, that's a problem. That's like washing your hair once a month, right? I used to do that with my dress, but I wash my hair every 2 weeks. You feel me? And then your shit gets dried up. It gets dirty. Same with these wrestlers. If you don't wrestle every week, if you don't train in a damn performance center every week, or at least every 2 days, you're going to get stale in that ring. You're going to get weak, and you're going to fail. And that's the problem. Why Seth Rollins is injured, because he doesn't wrestle every week. Well, for Seth Rollins' part, actually, he had a leg injury. He had a TLC when he was 30. He had an ACL, or whatever it was called. So that right there was a career-threatening injury, right? And that right there, Seth Rollins could have ended his career 10 years ago. You feel me? So Seth Rollins has a career-threatening injury right now. And he had one with his knee too. I'm sure his knee is fine, right? But here's the thing. Seth Rollins is to the age where he needs to slow it down. Like, dude, why? I don't get why he did that finisher. And I'm asking myself, why do these wrestlers want to do these moves? And I'm sure he didn't fucking train or practice that fucking move because he doesn't wrestle every week. And the wrestle every week is a big problem. You know what I'm saying? Why couldn't you give Bronson Reed a world title opportunity? He wrestles every week. Jey Uso, he wrestles every week. LA Knight, yeah. Why couldn't he be in the main event? You know what I'm saying? They wrestle every week. Rey Mysterio's not even here. But last year and earlier this year, you could have put him in the main event. He wrestles every week. You know what I'm saying? But he's old now. So Seth Rollins needs to slow it down. And these wrestlers doing these other moves that don't really fit for them. Like with Seth Rollins, that move is not for him. And it just tells you Seth Rollins doesn't know what the hell he was doing. He fucked up. He made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Mistakes happen. I'm sure he'll get better at it. I'm not here to shame Seth Rollins. But here's the thing. Wrestlers need to wrestle every week. I'm telling you right now, if Cody Rhodes gets injured, it's because he's not consistent in that ring. He's not consistent, and Triple H is not allowing that. See, Triple H doesn't care about that no more. All the TKO cares about is money, and all kind of boring ass shit. They don't care about the storylines because they're getting paid from all these promotions and all these companies, right? And they're having people like Seth Rollins injure their goddamn selves instead of telling them, hey, look, slow it down. This is not for you. I'm afraid that you're going to fuck your arm up. So what you need to do is give him a drop kick and a curb stop and call it a day. You feel what I'm saying? And that right there wouldn't be no issues. Because now Seth Rollins' storylines are being wasted. We were supposed to see Seth Rollins versus CM Punk 2 more times for the last time pretty much. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. They were supposed to do Seth versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Now that'd be a good one right there. Roman Reigns could beat the shit out of somebody now, this summer, could win the Royal Rumble, or could eliminate Chip. See, in my opinion, Roman Reigns don't deserve that win. You just have him win the Elimination Chamber, and you go after Seth Rollins. You feel what I'm saying? AJ Styles could win it and go after Cody Rhodes. I don't care. If Roman Reigns wins this Royal Rumble, it's going to suck ass because he did nothing this year. He did absolutely nothing since WrestleMania 40. And I'm telling you right now, if he wins this shit, it's going to be the worst decision ever in his life. He didn't even get back to get his title from Cody. You feel me? He didn't even get the opportunity to build up feuds and get into fucking, like feuds with Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? He don't even do that. If he could at least do that, then Roman Reigns deserves a Royal Rumble win. He deserves to get a Royal Rumble shot and go after the WrestleMania main event for the 1,000th time. But he don't deserve that. Roman Reigns does not deserve that. Now, what is going to happen with Seth Rollins? Now the faction turned on him, right? What are we going to have? Braun Breaker versus Roman? Braun Breaker versus Roman for the 1,000th time? What's going to happen with Seth Rollins? Who is he going to face? Braun Breaker? I wouldn't mind seeing Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker feud. That's fine. But it's like, dude, you wasted all these feuds. You could have did Seth Rollins and CM Punk at the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins beats him, and Roman Reigns beats Seth Rollins, and then we go on to the faction turning on him. You know? But instead, Seth Rollins wants to fuck up, and he doesn't take the time out to be like, you know what? Let me not do this move. Triple H, officials taking their time out to tell him, like, yo, look, this is not cool. Don't do it. And now the officials have a lot of pressure on them right now. Somebody's going to be in big trouble. This is what I'm saying. Wrestlers are not consistent. I got a fucking bug on my wall. Shit. Damn it. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. But anyways, this is a big problem. Wrestlers are not consistent at ring. It's important for their health and to practice and to be consistent and to protect themselves. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get better. You're going to get weaker. You're going to get softer in that ring. You know what I'm saying? Timothy Stratton doesn't wrestle every week. It's going to get to the point where Timothy Stratton's going to have a career-threatening injury. The same thing that happened to Seth Rollins when he was 26 or 25, 30. The same thing going to happen to Tiffany because she doesn't wrestle every week too. And I'm not trying to shame these wrestlers, but they need to do their job. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, yeah, you'll have injuries here and there, right? You'll have that shit. But these wrestlers will wrestle every week and they'll get better. This is why they talk about the wrestlers back in the day, because they wrestle every week and they have good storylines and they continue going on out there to get better. These wrestlers don't care because they're on a part-time schedule. All they care is about looking great for that camera. And this has everything to do with society. Nobody cares nowadays. They just want to look good for the camera. They just care about the money. It's not about reality no more. What they say, it's all now about the money. It's all about reality or some shit like that, right? You feel what I'm saying? Nowadays it's all about the money, not about reality. It's really messed up nowadays. And it has everything to do with WWE. It's not about getting better. It's all about looking great. You know? It's not about that no more. And Seth Rollins here is a prime example of that. Everybody needs to take accountability for their actions. This is everybody's fault. Like Seth Rollins knew better. Like he knew being in that ring for over 10 years and having this injury, why would you do that? Come on, man. What are you trying to kill yourself and die in that ring? On some Ric Flair shit? Like, come on, man. What are you doing to yourself here? And that's a problem. And I think Seth Rollins needs to take a lesson and be like, you know what? Let me get better in this ring. Let me not do this shit. Because if these wrestlers continue doing the same shit Seth Rollins is doing, oh, man. Oh, somebody's going to be in big trouble. Big trouble. Big issue, man. So Seth Rollins is probably going to be out till next year. Probably out for a couple months. He's probably going to be out till after WrestleMania. And then we're going to see a whole Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins feud. Braun Breaker doesn't deserve the world title, in my opinion. I think he should be a lackey for Lesnar, and Lesnar should be world champion. Then Seth Rollins should be Lesnar. You feel me? And until then, I don't know. That's what I would do. But until then, Seth Rollins is out. All the wrestlers need to wrestle every week and take care of themselves and get better. Because if you're not going to be consistent and practice as much, instead of looking good for the camera and doing all these interviews and being on social media, that's a problem. These goddamn phones. These social media shit's a whole lot of people back from reality. And Seth Rollins, he needs to get it together. Hopefully Seth Rollins will get better. And we just wasted a lot of fucking potential and feuds for Seth Rollins. Then you could turn him back babyface. Wow, this is ridiculous.